Sahabat Smanivda TV, berjumpa lagi di hari kedua bulan bahasa bersama saya Smanivda Putri. Nah teman-teman, walaupun perlombaan di bulan bahasa ini masih cukup panjang, kita harus tetap semangat dan jangan terlena karena adanya kondisi pandemi seperti ini. Yang paling penting kita harus tetap jaga kesehatan. Oke, sesuai dengan tema yang sudah dibuat sebelumnya, yaitu Pemuda Tangguh untuk Indonesia Maju. Jadi pemuda-pemuda yang tangguh, pemuda-pemuda yang kuat, yang akan membangun Indonesia menjadi lebih maju lagi. Untuk hari yang kedua ini ada lomba yang diselenggarakan. Yang pertama ada LDBI atau debat, dan yang kedua ada speech contest. Dan hari ini kita sudah ditemani oleh Pak Baskoro dan juga Miss Rindra sebagai juri speech contest. Nah, Bu, saya mau tanya nih ke Bu Rindra sebelum kita melihat peserta ya Bu, kita tanya dulu nih. Gimana menurut Bu Rindra pada saat penampilan hari pertama kemarin?
Oke, menurut saya di penampilan pertama itu pesertanya sudah cukup bagus. Apalagi yang di kelas 10 itu ya. Kelas 10 itu mereka sudah menampilkan yang terbaik versi mereka. Terus dari segi kepercaya dirian mereka sudah cukup percaya diri. Terus konten yang disampaikan juga bagus, argumentasinya juga bagus. Ya, so far so good.
Terus yang kedua nih, mungkin bisa dijawab Pak Baskoro atau Bu Rindra. Di speech contest ini yang perlu diperhatikan itu apa saja?
Fluensinya kayaknya. Fluensi terus pesan apa yang akan disampaikan dia itu harus tercapai di situ.
Bu Rindra mungkin ada tambahan?
Hampir sama. Yang pertama itu juga harus percaya diri ya, harus menguasai panggung. Terus beberapa peserta kan masih ada yang melihat teks ya. Menurut saya jangan teks oriented lah. Namanya speech kan kita harus menampilkan apa yang ada di isi kepala juga, bukan dari isi dari kertasnya itu kan.
Oke. Terus yang ketiga Bu, mungkin setiap orang kalau mengikuti lomba pasti nervous ya Bu atau gugup ya Pak.
Iya,
Mungkin
betul.
ada tips atau motivasi biar pesertanya nggak gugup atau pas lomba.
Pede aja.
Pede aja.
Pede aja pokoknya.
Bu Rindra?
Mungkin itu lihat ke atas
Itu,
kepala.
kening ya?
Iya, jadi jangan terlalu lama eye contact ke pesertanya seperti itu.
Oke. Baik, terima kasih pada Pak Baskoro dan Miss Rinda. Itu tadi tips atau mungkin motivasi ya biar nggak gugup pada saat speech contest. Nah, sekarang kita langsung saja ke peserta yang pertama, yaitu dari kelas 10 IPS 4. Dipersilahkan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Principals of State Senior High School for Sidoarjo, teachers and staff, and my fellow friends, good morning. First of all, thank you for having me here in this fine and joyful morning. I hope we are all in the good health. On this occasion, let me give a speech about the technology as a distance learning tool. Well, 2020 is a very hard time. The whole world is facing the COVID-19 pandemic. Some countries take a policy to impose lockdown. The government is urging everyone to go to their homes as one of them is learning activity. The government is urging everyone to go to perform long-range learning by students in an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Long-distance education is the long-distance teaching process through the use of various media communication. Technological advance made it easier for students to perform long-distance learning during the COVID-19 pandemic because of the sufficient online study service for students. Long-distance learning is a very different thing that students feel because they more often hold learning in schools. Students should be able to operate devices in learning. The technologies needed in long-distance learning activities are also quite simple. That is like a craft or a laptop as a learning medium. With learning, proper media selection and good teaching learning process will increase the motivation for the students learning to learn and thus get optimal results. That will be all. May it be worth it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, Sobat Muda Smanivda, itu tadi penampilan speech contest dari peserta pertama. Pak Baskoro dan Bu Rindra, bagaimana peserta pertama? Apa sudah cukup bagus?
Cukup, tapi masih gimana ya? Agak datar penyampaiannya.
Masih agak datar ya?
Iya, masih kurang.
Oke, sekarang kita lihat peserta nomor 2, apakah lebih bagus dari peserta yang pertama? Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The honorable judges and all the audience. First of all, let us say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which has given guidance and blessing to us. Therefore, we can gather here to celebrate Language Month without hindrance of any. Our salawat and greeting are always delivered on our great Prophet Muhammad SAW, which has brought us from darkness to brighter. Now I stand here to deliver my speech about a young generation who still waver about youth pledge. Happy audience, the rapid development of information technology is like two blades. On the one hand, it guarantees the speed of information as enabled to our youth to improve knowledge capacity in research, development and competitiveness. But on the other hand, this development has a negative impact. Destructive information starting from pornography, drugs, and free association to radicalism and terrorism. Also enter easily if you cannot contain it with the filter of science and positive character. Young people have a role as of agents of change. October 28, 1928. There is a very long story in the history of youth oath in Indonesia. Broadly, the history of youth vote is a change. The backdrop of the emergence of a push to unite. Youth is the future of nation and country. Youth also a hope for the world. Indonesia's youth must have advanced and dare to conquer the world. World Health Organization has designated the coronavirus outbreak as a global pandemic. Indonesia's youth, including Indonesia, one of the most exposed country. It's that hope that the younger generation can act as agent of change, as young, dynamic, energetic, optimistic figure. It's expected to be moving agent of change and strive to be able to help the government in breaking the chain of COVID-19 spread. One of them is by staying at home, keeping distance and physical, wear a mask, and often washing hands, or joining COVID-19 countermeasure community. Therefore, with this problem, the value of the value contained in youth pledge can be applied and be able to provide change on stability of Indonesia. What Indonesia will be in the future if its prospective leader is not assertive and does not have a high level of concern for country. Therefore, let our friends together realize a prosperous Indonesia for the next 5 years, with a spirit of patriotism and willing to sacrifice. Well, I think enough what I'm saying here. Sorry if there is a case or lack of word. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, itu tadi persembahan dari peserta 14. Sekarang kita lanjut ke peserta nomor 15 dari kelas 11 IPA 3. Silahkan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable of the judge and all of the audience. First of all, let's say many thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala who has given us chance and health together in this place. Salawat and salam unforgettable sent to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Evan Yafi Bakhtiar, representative of 11th grade science class 3. In this change, I will deliver my speech about how important Sumpah Pemuda is. Sumpah Pemuda Day occurred on October 28, 1928 in Jakarta. The meeting was attended by representatives of youth from all over Indonesia with the one determination that is to unite the youth from all over Indonesia. The meeting resulted in an oath consisted: "We are sons and daughters of Indonesia, claim a single bloodshed homeland of Indonesia. We are sons and daughters of Indonesia, claim as a single nation of Indonesia. We are sons and daughters of Indonesia, respect the language of unity, Indonesian language." Sumpah Pemuda is the independence movement of the Republic Indonesia, which was carried out by Indonesian youth by declaring a pledge of one homeland, one nation, and one language. Sumpah Pemuda is a significant moment in history. Why? Because Sumpah Pemuda unites all the youth from Sabang to Merauke into a unity, namely Indonesian nation. Sumpah Pemuda has a meaning to unite the Indonesian nation struggle. They are struggling to unite the Indonesian state. They are working hard to liberate the Indonesian state. Therefore, imagine it. What will be Indonesia state without the Sumpah Pemuda? This country will divide and never unite. But that didn't happen because young people declared the youth out that made Indonesia what it is today. Thanks to the young people then who fought for the independence of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, currently our country's young people has lost the spirit of unite because of affected by this modern life. Youth are more individualistic and indifferent to environment, so that causes so much screams among youth, and youth attitudes are passive and ignorant about the development of our country. Yes, Karno and said, "Give me 1,000 parents, undoubtedly I will pluck Semeru from the roots. Give me 10 young men, I will undoubtedly shake the world." The meaning of the words is what youth can do in making change description. Therefore, youth can do anything when they are united. Ladies and gentlemen, let us establish a sense of unity. Youth also be an inspiration to build the nation collective consciousness in order to improve the quality and competitiveness by maintaining the existence of youth in the global world. Youth in global life will still exist when they show an independent capacity in carrying out its duties and responsibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, let us tell the youth of there how important the youth is to this country. What can youth do when they unite? How developed the country is when they unite. So that was speech I have to say. I would like to conclude that one point we should know is that we must always remember the Sumpah Pemuda and apply in our life. Last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Di sini sudah ada peserta nomor 16.
Mungkin bisa diperkenalkan diri dulu, namanya siapa, dari kelas berapa?
Ya, nama saya Nisa Sadia Handoyo dari kelas 12 IPS 1.
Oke, berarti manggilnya Kak Nisa aja ya?
Iya.
Kak Nisa, mungkin persiapannya apa aja sebelum ikut speech contest?
Persiapannya tentunya pertamanya itu sih nyari teks, terus kan ada suruh beberapa tema tuh. Saya milih teknologi as a distance learning tool karena itu sangat berkaitan tentang kondisi kita sekarang. Dan abis itu ngeprint teks, cuma baca aja sih berulang-ulang di depan kaca biar latihan, biar nanti di depan nggak terlalu grogi sama minimalisir, biar nggak ada kata-kata yang salah. Itu aja.
Terus pas duduk di sini, sebelum duduk di sini kira-kira grogi nggak atau nervous?
Grogi sih.
Grogi.
Ya itu tadi mungkin perasaannya Kak Nisa sekarang sebelum tampil. Sekarang kita langsung lihat aja Kak Nisa.
Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Nisa Sadia Handoyo from 12 Social 1. Teachers, they are my friends which I respect. Firstly, let thanks and pray into our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us some blessings and mercies, so now we can get together in this place. Also, we must keep obey health protocol. In this opportunity, I would like to give a speech under title Electronic Learning. Before starting speech, I want to tell the limits of problem that I mentioned in the speech, that is electronic learning in the pandemic. E-learning means that we're learning with electronic media or in the learning process done in online. In practice, e-learning using internet as learning tools. Originally, e-learning not so needed, but since COVID-19 spread, causing schools across the world apply the e-learning program, which replaces learning face-to-face, become a lesson use the internet. Therefore, learning can be done anyone, wherever, whenever, without having to go to school. I think the policy second is very good, where we must break the spread COVID as by maintaining distance and avoid a crowd. In addition, this can encourage the utilization of technology in the education sector, so that countries that still depends on traditional learning can develop modern learning. Besides practically, students also can learn a lot of visually. Because it is on the internet, there are a lot of signs that was abundant and information about anything we can find. In fact, we can find out information of the things going on foreign countries. With only using cell phones and internet network, we got all the information of the world. Although sound easy, in fact very difficult to apply, because there are several states that have not facilitation by technology. One of them is in Indonesia. Some societies regions in Indonesia objected to the e-learning, with reasons for not having a device capable of doing that, and also there are some areas that is hard to get a good network. So there are some students willing to do anything to get a good network. And there is also a problem, student where was getting educate facilities but not diligent follow e-learning and abuse, like play online games and other entertainment apps. Students like it is example students who did not give thanks. In fact, there are still a lot of students out there trying to diligent follow e-learning, although they had to passing the difficult obstacles. So, apart from the government to facilitate e-learning program, the students also support by using facilities was given with nice. So, although only learn from home, the students receive knowledge more than usually, and hope the utilization of technology in the education sector will increase the quality of education in Indonesia. And also, with the e-learning can be lowered COVID fear spread, as well as expected after finishing this pandemic, the utilization of technology in education continue to be improved. Although COVID pandemic is very harmful, there's a positive thing that we can take. With the pandemics, all students in the world can be know the internet. For people who already know first, could be more know of the positive benefit from the internet. For people who already know first, and this can encourage an intriguing idea for the government or school supervisor to more use technology in education. So beyond all disaster, there is wisdom which can be taken. There are a few speech that I can say. I apologize if there is a wrong word in delivery process. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Untuk selanjutnya, peserta nomor 17 dari kelas UI PS 3, dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks to jury who allowed me to perform here. My name Bahasa from class 10 IPS 3. I here will make speech about technology as distance tool. In the era of pandemic COVID-19, it is a very dangerous for people to leave the house if they don't wear a mask and their activities are also disrupted. Such as going to school, so students will find it difficult to seek knowledge if we can use technology as smartphone and laptop as communication learning tool. and we must be able to make the best use of it for technology education. And advantage is we don't need to meet face to face with our teacher, and so as not to spread out the virus. And the drawback is that sometimes will you not understand, will you, if you does focus a little bit, and there are so long student who just followed but not paying attention, like being absent and just sleep or something. And that's each of us make us of technology as distance learning. I will stop here. Well, I saying wrong word. I'm really sorry. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Untuk peserta nomor 18 dari kelas 12 IBB, dipersilakan.
Flora Lewis ever said, learning another language is not only learning different words for the same thing, but learning another way to think about things. Ladies and gentlemen, on this wonderful opportunity, please allow me to deliver a speech under the theme, Student Obligation in Learning Foreign Languages. I'm Zarani Fabianti Kusuma. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, there are many young people who is proficient in foreign languages, like English. But unfortunately, there are many perceptions of people who argue that people who are fluent in foreign languages didn't respect their native language, or we can say, not a nationalist. Even though by using foreign languages, we can expand relationships between other people, especially foreigners. Also, by being proficient in English, we can develop our communication needed with people outside our country. This could open up opportunities for works or study abroad to build a successful path for our generation. Many schools didn't really understand the benefit of learning foreign languages for their students. There are also schools who have given foreign language lessons, but they are not really exactly effective. During foreign language lesson, we are always taught only the basic theory, but they forgot to teach us the main benefit of learning foreign languages itself. What I mean is, I can still communicate in it pretty well, but schools forget to teach us how to use foreign languages in daily conversation, or how to communicate with older people and how to speak politely. We never really get lessons under the real life conditions. There are also many students who have difficulty to speak in foreign languages, even though they have been receiving foreign language lessons at school for years. We do too, right? Some people might think, by learning a foreign language, we could forget and no longer love our own country. That is not true at all. In fact, learning a foreign language can help advance both your nation and yourself. For example, we could make a video about how unique and beautiful our beloved country are. Of course, this can attract foreign tourists to come and enjoy tourism in our country. Won't that be profitable for our country? And if you want to continue your education to a higher degree, you need some requirements to go through several stages of selections. Well, at this stage, it's most likely to test your ability in foreign languages. That is how important learning foreign languages for our generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am one in between this student in your school who learns 3 foreign languages. And I'm not gonna lie, this language things, it's so difficult that I just want to leave it and sleep all day long. There was this time when I got confused between Chinese vocabulary. Sure, that means yes. Sure, that means snake. And sure, that means 4. While in Japanese, kami means here and kami means God. The only difference is that how you write it. Does anyone feel the same difficulty as mine? It's so frustrating, right? But have you wondered, despite all the frustration, all the difficulties, they all benefit us? In my experience, I got to see many things from different perspectives, and I got to be more open-minded, and of course, I could enjoy unlimited movies and animation from all over the world with foreign subtitles, like English, which fortunate for us millennials because we crave for entertainment. And last but not least, and another benefit that I got from learning foreign language is that I can make conversation with foreigners. Actually, she is not a foreigner, but she is a friend of mine that lived in Australia for 4 years. She returned to Indonesia with no single friends to talk to. So I became her friends at that time and make use of this so-called my speaking skills. And so she won't be lonely. As I quoted earlier in this speech, if you think openly and see from others' perspective, you are just one step closer and closer to your bright future. And you'll be able to change the world for the better place. And as I am a human being, I cannot avoid my mistakes that I made. So I apologize to all of the audience and the honorable judges. And I couldn't thank you enough for your nice attention. That's all for my speech. May what I have delivered be useful in our life and hereafter. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jadi itu tadi penampilan peserta nomor 18 dari kelas 12 IPB. Kalau menurut saya sih udah lancar ya. Tapi gimana nih kalau menurut Dewan Juri? Mari kita tanya. Gimana menurut Bu Rinda dan Pak Baskoro?
Jadi saya di sini udah highlight beberapa kelebihan yang dari peserta ini tadi. Menurut saya dibandingkan peserta lain ini tadi intonasinya lebih jelas ya, suaranya tadi lebih lantang meskipun cewek tapi pede, kemudian argumentasinya juga bagus, terus disertai dengan contoh di kehidupan nyata, ya sudah bagus menurut saya.
Pak Baskoro mungkin ada tambahan?
Hampir sama, tapi emang saya suka fluensinya dia bagus, pede banget cara ngomongnya, argumennya juga bagus. Tapi yang medoknya itu loh, saya tadi sempat agak ketawa dikit sih. Iya ada medoknya, tapi itu khasnya orang Jawa kalau ngomong Inggris itu pasti.
Dan poin pentingnya harus percaya diri ya Pak?
Iya, poin pentingnya harus percaya diri. Aduh, tuh kan saya pelat.
Oke, itu tadi sedikit komentar dari Pak Baskoro dan Bu Rindra. Selanjutnya kita panggil peserta nomor 19 dari kelas 10 IPS 2. Silakan.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope all of you stays healthy in a global pandemic like this. Before I start this speech, let us all express our gratitude and prayers to God because He let us attend this contest healthily this morning. And today, I'm going to talk about why learning foreign languages for students should be mandatory. In this era, everyone can browse the network anywhere and anytime, including students. And The network that people could browse aren't just local network, but also the global network. Usually, teen students would access things on the internet containing foreign languages, such as English. But other than English, there are also like French, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and the others. And of course, it would make students at least learn the basics of the language to understand the contents they are browsing. But there are also a lot of students who still don't feel the need to learn foreign languages, even English when that is the global language. It shows when they are studying English in school, there are still a lot of students who had a hard time understanding the lesson. But when they get asked about the reason why are they having a hard time studying languages, they will say that they are too lazy to learn it, too forgetful to remember it, or just a simple don't want a sentence. Whereas learning foreign languages, especially English, has a lot of benefits. For example, companies nowadays often look for bilingual workers for both low and high skilled positions. Almost around 60% of the jobs were filled with bilingual individuals who got at least a bachelor's degree. So it's safe to say at least we as a student have to learn foreign languages. And here's another benefit. We could communicate better with other people from different countries, and we could learn the diversity of culture in every language globally. Cultures, traditions, and etc. put a huge role in how language was formed. Not all the words in every language sounds the same, right? It's because of the culture inside of it. When we learn a language, we can see an insight about the cultural dimensions of a language. The way every word in a language was created differently could happen because all of the traditions and cultures that born it that way. Of course, learning a whole new foreign language is not that easy and won't increase our chance to get high quality jobs and slash or positions easily, but at least it could increase our knowledge and skills, knowing that we already have the basic skills to reach a high quality job and slash or positions. It helps even more when you have a certificate. For example, if you're going to take a scholarship abroad, for example, Germany scholarship, they usually require your German language certificate. If you have one, you would get in easily. It's even better when you got the highest level of speaking the language, the German language if you're going to German. This really proves that getting a seat is easier when you mastered one or more foreign languages. The other benefits is you can earn more friends online from many countries. Honestly, learning foreign languages is easier for students because they're catching up with today's technology and their memory is still intact, and they can take courses if they want to. Learning a language is not impossible at all. You could learn a language with a book or browse some articles online, because sometimes self-taught things are better than taught by others, because not everyone understands what other people are saying. So some students might get confused. With this, I hope I expressed my intentions well. I hope I can deliver the importance for students to learn foreign languages. I would also like to apologize if I make any mistakes or state something that might offend you. And lastly, thank you for listening to my speech today. May God bless you all and showers you with happiness and mercy. Once again, thank you.
Selanjutnya, peserta 20 dari kelas 11 MIPA 7. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Judge of Speech Contest and all participants in this room, good morning. First of all, let us praise and thank the person of Allah Almighty for the abundance of grace and joy of all of us can still gather in this place without any barriers at all and in a good health, hopefully. And secondly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Karen Amigo and I'm from Section 7 of 11th grade. Well, in this occasion, I would like to deliver a speech about a universal language called English. Do you know, since when English had become a universal language, surprisingly, it's been more than 1 decade English has reached around the globe. Why? Because English was taken around the world by the sailors, soldiers, traders, pilgrims, and missionaries on the British Empire, who developing almost for a millennium on the British Isles. By the time anything resembling a language policy was introduced, English had already reached all corners of the globe. The rise of the British Empire and the exportation of English everywhere they landed spread English massively throughout the world. So that over the last century, the rise of the United States has been a huge factor that pushed English to the forefront in the international community, including international organizations. Now, the political and the economic power of the US has a lot to do with the reason that English continues to be an important language. This has led to English taking over as the international language across a range of different industries. Because of the economic dominance of the US globally, they are able to control the international community, including international organizations. So, if countries want to trade with the economic powerhouse, they are forced to speak the language English. So that's why English is a well-known for business language. English also opens the door in the academic aspect. Most of the top universities in the world conduct their courses in English. In Western universities, students and professors from all over the continent use English as their common working language. For students, English is necessary as it can broaden their mind, give them the extensive perspective on the way how they see something. People also find it easier to get a job or employment opportunities and well career prospects if they can speak English fluently. No wonder many types of companies, including international companies, highly sought people who are clearly speaking English. At this moment, to face the new era, Generation 4.0, which communication is the key to get along, English plays a big role. So that's why English is a versatile language we have to master. In our society, most of people think when we use English, it means that we are not loving our country, or in other words, we don't have any nationalism in our blood as an Indonesian citizen. Meanwhile, learning English is sort of our duty as a global citizen. We are allowed to disagree over this unwritten rule. Nonetheless, this is the reality which we have to overcome. Maybe that's enough from me, a little speech that I can deliver. I hope it can be useful for all of us, no more or less, as well as mistakes that I said intentionally or not. I do really apologize. Thanks for all of your attention and goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Untuk peserta selanjutnya nomor 21 dari kelas 11 IBB. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all my friends and the judges. First of all, let us say thank you to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which has given guidance and blessing to us. Therefore, we can gather here to celebrate speech competition. Before getting into speech, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kalang Ramadan from 11 language class. Allow me to give my opinion about English as an international language. We can communicate with people from all over the world by using English as the language of instruction. Making people communicating in English is not easy. There are still some people who think that English is difficult because it is a foreign language for us. Thus, we have to introduce it from an early stage. We can start teaching our friends, our nephews, or younger siblings with English. It can be as simple as greeting or gratitude. In the world of education, we should start teaching English from kindergarten, so they can get to know English earlier. When they grow up, they get used to English, and of course, they will love it. Also, we can improve our society's English speaking skills, and we are able to communicate with other countries in the world. Of course, we can make our nation's future more brighter. English is learned everywhere because people have found out that knowledge of English is a passport for better career, better pay, advanced knowledge, and for communication with the entire world. Nowadays, people around the world mostly speak in this language, English. English is the most used language from around the world. There are more than 200,000 people speak in English, and until now, it still becomes the international language. With English, we can travel overseas easily and having a conversation with everyone out there. So, what's stopping you from learning this global language? With all the English resources available on the internet and so many other English speakers around the world to practice with, there's never been a better time to start learning English. Pick up a book, learn a few words, or even start a course today, and take your first steps towards becoming one of nearly 800 million English speakers in the world. That's all speech that I can give today. I'm sorry if I had a mistake, and thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kalau tadi sudah ada Kak Nisa, sekarang di sebelah saya sudah ada Renjiro. Coba ya kita tanya persiapannya apa aja, terus kira-kira gugup apa enggak. Halo Renjiro.
Hai.
Persiapannya apa aja nih sebelum speech contest?
Persiapannya kemarin belajar speech-nya pakai bahasa Inggris, terus ngafalin teks speech-nya gitu.
Terus kira-kira gugup nggak sekarang?
Gugup banget.
Gugup banget?
Iya.
Oke, jadi itu tadi Renjiro sekarang mau tampil. Jadi langsung aja ya?
Iya.
Oke, silakan.
Makasih. Good morning everyone, honorable judges, dear teachers, and my fellow friends. First of all, let's thankful for God for having us all, for the opportunity so that we can all be here today. We all know English is an international language used to talk to people in various countries and regions. Why is English used as an international language? Why not Bahasa, our language, or any other language out there? It's because now all countries related to using English. Also World Trade, which uses English to communicate with each other. Even social media that are now connected to the rest of the world mostly use English because English is easy to understand and learn if we study diligently. If we can speak English in the current era, it will benefit us. Because in an era like this, we can talk to foreigners from various countries and regions. And in an era like this, companies prioritize people who can speak English. Even in Indonesia, usually, to enter college, there is an English test. In conclusion, we as Indonesian youth must learn English. However, as Indonesian youth, we must still love our own culture and language. By learning English, we can bring the name of the nation and bring Indonesian culture to the world. I think that is all from me. Thank you and good morning.
Kalau itu tadi penampilan dari Renjiro, sekarang ada peserta urut nomor 23 dari kelas 12 IPS 3. Silakan.
Good morning audience, my name is Aisyah Putri Siniarka. On this happy occasion, I want to deliver a speech about the important content of Sumpah Muda text. In connection with the commemoration of the Youth Pledge or Sumpah Muda, which is held once a year, namely on October 28th, may I deliver a speech of mine which I made with great love for Indonesia homeland. And of course, which make us more deeply absorb the meaning of the events that occurred in this year 1928 ago. This has occurred in this year 1000. This has deepened the feel of nationalism in us. Apart from that, it can also increase our love for our beloved homeland, namely Indonesia. My opinion regarding the commemoration of the Youth Pledge must be held, so that we always remember the history that occurred in the past. In addition, this will make us even more aware that we have an extraordinary history, which we should be proud of. For this reason, with the commemoration of the Youth Pledge held at the school, this has shown that the students of our school and students who uphold the value of nationalism. It is a truly extraordinary and proud thing for all of us as students from the school. The meaning that I take from this incident is how important it is for unity and integrity to a safe independence. From here, we can take a listen. Don't let us be divided. Let's increase tolerance, respect among each other. This is relate to age. Unite we stand, divided we fall. Thank you.
Untuk peserta selanjutnya nomor 24 ada dari kelas 10 MIPA 1. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To the honorable judges and all the audiences. Hello, my name is Eugenia Van Pantur and I'm from 10 Science 1. On this beautiful day, I would like to give you a speech about English as the international language. Have you ever wondered why English should be the international language? Why shouldn't it be Japanese, French, Dutch, or even Bahasa Indonesia? Well, English is the official language in 54 countries around the world. As you can imagine, if you are trying to answer whether or not English should be the official language, by these numbers alone, it seems like the answer is yes. Since English is so widespread and it has brought so many people from different backgrounds together, it would only make sense if English becomes the international language. English is used in international business, in science, in education, even in technology. Having English as an international language would end miscommunication of speakers between different language and would reduce the need for people to learn other languages. Besides, 56% of the internet is in English, and almost 80% of all stored information is in English as well. Can you imagine how much easier scholarship, travel, business if we all just spoke English? Think of how much time and energy could be saved. Now that we know the possibility of English to become the official international language, let's talk about the importance of English. Learning English increases your chances to find job in another country. Wouldn't it be nice to work in another country and get to know its culture? Traveling would also be easier if we speak English. Imagine if you are a Spanish person in a holiday in Germany. Your hotel receptionist might not be able to answer your question in Spanish, but it's likely for them to answer your question in English, right? Speaking English would also help you to find friends in another country. Personally, I have made a lot of friends in another country. It's a fun experience and you get to know their culture and their personality. For me, it's a good way to improve your English. Now we already know how important English is in our life. I hope my speech can motivate you to learn English and realize that soon English can be the international language. I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Nggak kerasa banget, speech contest ini udah masuk ke peserta terakhir, yaitu peserta 25 dari kelas 12 MIPA 4. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, my beloved friends, and all the audiences. First of all, in the name of God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us mercies and blessings, we can be here in the place of favor without any obstacles and troubles. Due to His way, for the sake of true religion, and in the day when we are in the real belief in His true immortal power. Secondly, my salat and salam always be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to this bright modern era that we live in today. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the judges for giving me this very special opportunity to compete on this contest. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Zavira Nazifa, and I'm from grade 12, Science 4. And today, I would like to deliver my speech about the importance of English in this globalization era. Ladies and gentlemen, English is very important for us. Why? Because now we are living in globalization era. It is an era in which we can communicate with everyone around the world, who has different tribe, culture, and language. To do this, we need a communication tool that we can use to communicate with everyone around the world. So, what is it? Do you know what? That is English. English allows us to develop and interact as social beings. In this case, developing means to follow the modern era of globalization and compete for success. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a saying, if you can speak English, you will be able to conquer the world so easily. I thought that it was true. What about you? Yeah, as we know that English is an international language, English is the window to allows us. English is the window to acquire knowledge. We will not be spared from English because this language can exist everywhere, like on the computer, the internet, even a mobile phone. Most of our information uses English in that media. From this statement, we can know that English is exactly beneficial for our life. Now, what will occur if we cannot master in English? We will be left by the era and we will be conservative like a frog in a piece of coconut shell. We will feel that we can reach a high place that is actually just a roof of piece of coconut shell. We will have narrow point of view about life. We will regard the world as narrow as marigold leaves. Do you know marigold leaves? That is so small like this, right? So, for the reason, we need to learn English in order we are not to be left by the era. And of course, to reach a better future. We need to compete with other people if we want to success, right? Yeah, however, there are still many people who cannot speak English because it is not used in their daily life. So, we need to study hard to get success in learning English. It is because English is not easy, but not difficult if you want to strive. Okay, I think that's all my speech. Maybe this speech can be useful for us now and forever. I apologize if I have any mistakes that hurt you all. So, thank you for your nice attention. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, itu tadi penampilan peserta terakhir speech contest hari ini. Coba kita tanya ke dewan juri ya, bagaimana penampilan peserta-peserta tadi. Bagaimana Ibu, Bapak, penampilan peserta tadi?
Iya, silakan.
Oke, dari secara keseluruhan mulai dari hari pertama sampai hari terakhir ini, menurut saya para peserta sudah menampilkan yang terbaik versi mereka dan saya benar-benar mengapresiasi kerja keras mereka, terus proses mereka hingga saat ini, dari argumentasi yang mereka sampaikan, cara penyampaian isi pidato sudah bagus. Mungkin cuma perlu latihan aja untuk pronunciation-nya agar lebih baik lagi.
Untuk Pak Baskoro mungkin ada tambahan?
Ya, karena saya juri baru di sini, saya nggak tahu yang kemarin bagaimana, Ibu. Tapi yang untuk hari ini, semuanya emang udah menampilkan versi mereka sendiri yang sangat baik. Meskipun ada kurang dan lebihnya juga, mereka udah berusaha semampu mereka. Meskipun ya isinya juga kadang masih belepotan atau gimana, itu tadi nggak apa-apa, namanya juga masih belajar. Seperti itu saja sih dari saya.
Dan yang paling penting itu harus belajar public speaking ya, Pak Betul ya? Ya, itu tadi komentar atau kesimpulan dari Pak Baskoro dan Bu Rindra untuk speech contest hari ini. Saya juga berharap semoga kedepannya lomba-lomba di Smanivda ini bisa berjalan dengan lancar. Saya Smanivda Putri pamit undur diri dan sampai jumpa.